Hi there. So I'm going to talk to you today about supporting your child through choosing a university. Obviously, choosing a university is a really, really important decision, and it's something that's really going to affect your child's future. And however much we try to give them as much advice as we can, we know that you know your child much better than we do, and you, in that way, play such a vital role. So, which university is a really, really important decision. But there's quite a lot of things that happen on the way towards choosing a university. The first thing being that your child will need to obviously choose a course that they want to study. And once they've chosen a course that they want to study, then they can start thinking about the different universities that they might want to consider. And there are lots and lots of different things that will come to your child's mind once they are deciding on which university to pick. One of the biggest deciding factors will be entry requirements, because every university has really different entry requirements for each course. Students are able to apply to 5 different universities, and it's a really good idea to pick some ambitious and some backup universities too. But to keep in mind these requirements as well, make sure that a choice that is made is realistic for your child. Another thing to keep in mind is that entry requirements are based on popularity. So 2 fantastic universities up here on the screen, University of Birmingham and University of Sheffield, 2 degrees that have very, very similar course content, or some crossover in course content with 2 other degrees, but you can see that they have very, very different entry requirements. So law and criminology at Birmingham, you would need to get 3 A's at A level, whereas if you did social policy, you'd be looking at just 3 B's. Similarly, at Sheffield, if you did economics and politics, a very, very popular degree, especially for students from our college, you'd look at AAB, whereas if you wanted to study urban studies, which has some crossover, you'd only need 3 B's. So something to keep in mind. Obviously, location is a really, really important one for your child. How important is it to them to be close to home? Or maybe they're staying at home and want to be in London. There obviously are some of the best universities in the whole country in this city. Do they want to be at campus uni or not? And I'll talk about that in a moment. Do they want to be in a small town, or do they prefer city life? Maybe city life but in a smaller environment, or a cosmopolitan city that's very, very similar to London. Also, distance from home is going to be a really, really important one as well. So the difference between a campus and a non-campus uni, 2 phrases that often get bandied around, but not sure that all of our students really know what these are. So a campus university is one where you have everything conveniently located on site. So the bank, the student union, the library, the facilities are all in one place where your child can access them. So it's a very nice little sort of bridge from home to university. Everything's very straightforward. Or maybe your child would not prefer to be at campus university. They'd rather be in a city that has a university integrated in it, and then they've got freedom to explore the city, mingle with other parts of city life that are outside of the university. A really important thing to do is to get a feel for potential universities, and the most important way to do this will be through open days. At open days, you get an understanding of what the accommodation might be, what student life is like, your needs, your child's needs, whether they might have a disability or certain mental health issues that they might need support with. Or maybe they've got specialist interests such as sports, nightlife, cultural clubs and societies that they would really like to be part of, or other extracurricular things. All of this information can be found on all of the university websites and is worth looking into. Financial considerations are also really, really important. The cost of tuition fees is set by the university themselves. A lot of universities charge the maximum amount of tuition fees, but there's other things that you need to keep in mind. It's not just the cost of tuition fees, it's how much it would cost to live in that city and so on. But do compare the costs and the content of each course at different universities. Accommodation costs can vary hugely as well between cities, and the cost of travelling to that city can be massively different from city to city too. It's also worth looking into whether some universities offer scholarships, grants and bursaries that might be able to help your child with the cost of living at that particular university, so it's worth investigating these things. One of the best things that you can use to help you investigate all of these things is something that we've brought into here at St Thomas the Apostle, which is Unifrog. Your child should have a logon for Unifrog, which is a fantastic platform. It's a kind of a one-stop shop for everything your child needs for their application to university. their research into different universities and courses and so on. So do ask your child for their log on, because you can find out about different courses both in the UK and abroad. And let's say, for example, I decided that I wanted to look at English language course at the University of Edinburgh. It will give me imagery of the course, of the university, course facts, links to the website, open days, course page and content, finances that would be needed for that university, how long the course is, breakdown of what the course includes, entry requirements obviously as well, how successful people are at that particular university, history of the university, and so on. So it really is a fantastic platform that I'd very strongly advise you to use if you want to do some research for your child. Another thing to keep in mind is this list. This is a list of the top 20 universities here in the UK. And obviously employers are aware that these are the top 20 universities here in the UK. And if you can get your child into one of these universities, then obviously that is something that would be recognised in the world of work. Another one that the students always seem to really like is the average earnings by university 5 years after graduation. And again, it's no surprises on what some of the top universities are in this list, because ultimately it is an investment in your child's future, especially when we think about the fact that your child is likely to be spending over £9,000 a year on tuition fees. It is extremely important that we think about what is important to you and what is important to your child in achieving what it is that they want in their future. So use the Unifrog platform. Also, over the next couple of slides, I'm going to show you a breakdown of what the universities, what the top universities are in the different parts of the country. I'm not going to talk over it because I think you can just have a read through, but do pause the video, have a little look. These are our suggestions with universities in different parts of the country and the courses that they offer. That might be a good starting point if you have an idea of a course title and a location of the UK that you might like your child to be. Thanks.